It's just a little off the top. Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Maralen, Fae Ascendant. This is an Elves and Fairies commander that wants you to have Elves and Fairies enter on each turn and have lots of them so you can cast spells for free. She exiles spells from the top of your opponent's deck when you have Elves or Fairies enter, and then if you have as many Elves or Fairies or more than the mana value of that card that's been exiled, you can cast one of them for free each turn, which includes your opponent's turn as long as you're able to cast the spell at instant speed and have a Elf or Fairy enter at instant speed. You're going to notice that this deck is about 99% Elves though, and that's because Elves work really well together. There is some Fairy synergy, there are some good Fairies that work together in Arena, but it's Elves that make it work. And more importantly, Elves help you ramp. Now you're thinking, well, you don't have to pay mana for the spells, do you? No, but you have a 5 mana commander that doesn't guarantee anything on it entering the battlefield other than exiling 2 cards. You might not ever be able to play those cards because it's only during the turn she enters that she's able to see them. And in this deck, we're looking to play Elves on Elves on Elves on Elves, and also we're playing a couple Fairy cards that either are good utility cards or go wide, producing lots of Elves and lots of Fairies, so we have more to look at for Maralen's ability. And also we can then just trigger Maralen's ability again. You want to go wide, you want to dig deep, and you want to find the perfect spells from your opponents to cast for free. So let's make our way into Glenalendra and start casting some Fairies and Elves. Ashling Rekindled flips over to make mana or just loots on the front side. It's a bit of, is it ramp? But you can only use that ramp if you are casting spells that cost 4 or more mana. Hi there, Ashling. I had you in a great limited deck. I put that video up on YouTube as well. Synthesizer Lab Ship. I mulliganed to try to look for some turn 1 plays. Didn't find them. That's alright. Instead, I guess I will just surveil. Put that land away. Here's Ashling, and they get to loot. Yeah, Synthesizer Lab Ship makes me think this is an artifact stack. Okay, got a Deathrite Shaman. Or I could hold up Memory Lapse. I'll play the Deathrite Shaman. There's lands in the graveyard. That's good ramp. And they flip her over. Why are you running a waste? Ashling, yeah, this might just be ramp. Yeah, this might just be straight up ramp. With some Eldrazi type stuff. This to help pay for, like, I don't know, Kozilek costs. I will exile land from your graveyard. Is there land on top? There's not. They get the mana. And do you flip her? Probably just keep her on this side. They have 6 mana. If they play a land, they could get to 7. Anticausal Vestige. I think it might be Simic Eldrazi. It's a fun one. They didn't warp it, though, so it doesn't get a trigger. They made it fly. Nice. Oh, and the lab shit gets crewed up. That's nice. Gosh, I really wish Maralen could steal lands. I'm doing this so I can maybe play some lands off the top of my deck. Nope. Pinnacle Emissary. No, this makes me think that it is more on the artifact side of things. Ashling getting double triggers is great with Roaming Throne. If you want to name Elemental, you don't have to. You could name Eldrazi. You could name Robot. You could name Spacecraft. I don't actually think Spacecraft is a creature type. I think it's just an artifact type. And I named Elemental. I'm not blocking this turn. I have enough fears of 1 blue mana. But this time I'm gonna get land, right? There we go. Land. Not a land. Maralen. Okay, Portal to Phyrexia and Sleight of Hand. I can play another elf here. Might make more sense to hold up Memory Lapse, though. You just play the Sleight of Hand for free. Yep. That's the first time I've seen an Ashling, so it's cool seeing them do something with it. By the way, you can't do, like, flip over, flip it back all at once. Because it looks as at its front side, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think if you now played blue, it would not go back over to the other side and loot. Are you casting a spell? Can I put it on top of your deck and then steal it? Asking for a friend. A friend is me. Phyrexian Metamorph! Okay, so that can become another copy of any creature they have here. And I have literally both the counterspells in my deck in my hand, so I'm going to try to use one to lapse this. Because I don't know what you're copying, but I know I don't want to see you copy anything. Oh my god, it's the boy card! The car for boys? Gotta love the boy car. Take the 6 in the air, block here, and double block boy car, maybe. Okay. I'll take 6. It's the boy car. It's the car from Final Fantasy 15 that's full of boys. You can even see them in the art. Extra turns, you say? I got rid of my thing that draws the cards. Sometimes there's a girl. What? No, that's silly. There can't be a girl in the car. It's not called the girl car. It's called the boy car. Does the girl never ride in the car? Exactly. The girl doesn't ride in the car. Aether Spellbomb. Okay, that would let me, like, bounce lab shit. This triggers on leaving play, right? It leaves the battlefield. Oh, sweet. A Riddler. Force Spike. Dog, why are you running Force Spike? Unfortunately, it's a tapped land. I have 2 mana. Can I do anything with that? No. Gain some life. Thanks for the Riddler, though. I could crack the Spellbomb to draw. It does have a mode. Alright, Ashling's flipping. Ugin's Labyrinth. Yeah, big colorless. Worm! I love Worm. You could turn that into a 2/2 with flying. Or not. I'll block, and I'll block. I'll also eat a creature, the roaming throne, so I can gain some life. Yay! I get to draw. You wish the elf worm commander was actually a worm commander? Yeah, Lewin. Lewin does not make worms with a U, it makes worms with an O. Ah, man. Disappointing to all of us. Let's set up the extra turn. I want to play an elf, because this elf lets me play another elf. Also steal. And I'm gonna steal something good, right? Ooh, Rex Sage. That's useful. Would I like to discard and tutor? Sure, I don't need prime time. Give me a hoof. That'll win the game. Also, free God Pharaoh's statue. Sweet. Free God Pharaoh's statue. Sweet. Yes, tutored for Craterhoof Behemoth is still how Elf Ball decks win. Exile land. Lugan's Labyrinth. Blue. Counter. Full cost. Into the Flood Maw. Now you cannot counter things. Finish them! Whee! Yeah! This is probably lethal. Plus, like an extra 30 damage, 50, 60, 70 damage. It's good! GG! Oko Lorwyn Liege. Oh, I'm playing against Sleeping Wisp, who's sometimes in the chat. Hi, Sleeping Wisp. I have a Fairy Mastermind and a Sky Shroud Lookout. Marwyn for mana, and a Signet as well. So this Oko has to transform to get all of his abilities. On his front side, he gives things all types. On his back side, he can make some elks. It's all pluses on one side, all minuses on the other. I want to ramp. Yeah, I feel like the funniest things you can do with Oko are like typal things where you're just like, everything is every creature type, let's get crazy with it. You think that the main strategy is to distract me with his abs? I'm distracted. Sorry, what? Yeah, totally. Now we got a Rankle here. Sure, I'll keep that. It's not an elf, it's a fairy. Yeah, we get both types here. All right, they chose not to transform him. They're reducing Marwyn's power so she doesn't make as much mana. All right, back to looking at Oko. So Oko has like... So this is his like true self. This is Shadowmoor self. He has more of like a wide crown. He's still the elk guy though. He should get help for that. Maralen, can you steal anything for me? Thank you, sweetie. Failed to steal. His twink self versus his dark self. Inside of you, there are two Okos, and they are both very sexy. All right, what type did you choose? What type do you choose for Oko? Elf? Okay. Nice. So they just went right for the ultimate ability. All their elves get vigilance, hexproof, and +3/+3. That's pretty sweet. And that's an elf. This is not an elf, by the way. This is... She has pointed ears. She is not an elf. Still a good card, though. Elf. I need to steal. I want to steal your elves. An elf! For my stealing pleasure! Or do I want to try going wider first? I'm gonna see if I can steal something even better than this elf. Because I'm greedy. Virulent Emissary. That is literally just a strictly better Tajuru Blight Blade. That's perfect. Oh wait, before this spell resolves, I actually want to Essence Flux Maralen, but I have to make sure I'm using this. Because I've cast one spell on her. And this lets me cast another. Unfortunately, most blinks are end step, if they're the repeating blinks. Alright, so we got Llanowar Loam Speaker. Okay. Selfless Safe Right. War Master. Ooh, Eladamri. And I'll, like, flash out Fairy Mastermind, I guess. I have a chance of getting an instant speed spell I could cast. Sleeping Wisp, thank you for tolerating what I'm doing. I gotta steal! What did I get? They're in blue. They have counter spells, right? No, I got a Beast Whisperer that I can't cast. I have a fairy that can let me cast it at instant speed. But it's not here. Oh, so chilly. It's a Garden of Frailes. A Case of the Locked Hothouse lets them play additional lands. And since they can play out the lands off the top from the Augur, they'll soon be able to play creatures, enchantments, and lands off the top of their deck. Scalding Tarn gets them an island. Birds of Itlamok can't quite flip Lamok unless they get a 2-mana creature, which they don't. That's horse. Not horse, boar. I don't even remember creature types. You know what? Neither does Oko. Oko's just like, everything's elks. Everything's everything, actually. It's not a creature. I will play my Rankle. And in response to his trigger, I want to see what I steal first. Dionys, okay. I'll destroy the Case of the Locked Hothouse. Which does trigger Rankle. Whoa. They got a Hedge Maze. I would like to pay 1 life. I will sacrifice Springbloom Druid. And now I have a very important elf to tap. It's Marwyn. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, untap it! But only the first time in a turn. Now I have mana. I'm gonna let both of us draw. Both of us get to draw here. Okay. Activate Fairy Mastermind. Okay, great. Do it again. Stop being lands. I need creatures for Eladamri. There we go. Leaf-crowned Visionary. It's an elf, even. That makes my other elves stronger and will eventually draw me cards. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Yes. Yeah, matching into another Elves deck with this is very helpful. Like, I'm not even using the 11 mana. Yeah, we don't need that. Thank you, Sleeping Wisp. I appreciate your patience. Thank you for showing me Oko. Tunuk Memorial Ensign. Wow, this delighted halfling sure loves showing up in my opening hands. Not that I mind. Having ramp is awesome. Scraps, please do not sit down. Oh, please don't put your foot on the soundboard. Oh, honey. Little cat, no. Little cat, just... Yep, thank you, sweetie. Did I get muted by her? No. Oh, her... Can you hear me again? She put her foot right on the mute button. Honey bear. If you want to be a part of the stream, please don't do that. She's like, I think I should be doing this. I know you think so. All right, we get a nice early Maralen. That was some turbo ramping happening there. Into Formidable Speaker, because I can't play any of these until I have more elves. Now I have 3 elves. I will drop this Farseek, and I will tutor for... What do we even want against Tunuk? I don't have, like, land hate. I could stop them from drawing the extra card. Maybe. Potentially. I'll cast the Stolen Spelunking. Great. Formidable Speaker is so great with Bloom Tender and any of the other elves that tap for multiple mana. Get a prime time with my new Spelunking. Ooh. Turn this into a Amulet Titan deck, huh? No, that's what, like, a smart person would do. So it's clearly what I shouldn't be doing. Beastie Boy. See what we steal on Maralen. Untap that Tendy. I got a Spitfire Lagak. She's perfect. All right, we got a Braid. Ooh! Ashaya! Yeah! Now we all get to be lands! More. Oh, wait, one sec. We got a, an alert I need to show. Let me. No, not untapped. Get out of here, untapped. I gotta tap, 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 tap. Scraps, who is grooming herself, has received $20 dues for Operation Fat the Cat. We're gonna big the cat.
Scraps and Operation Fat the Cat.
Thank you so much, Sports, for the $20 dues. Yeah, we gotta keep bigging this cat. Scraps, here, eat these kibbles. Oh yeah, you love kibbles so much. That's why you're up here. Yeah, I need my cat to gain weight, which requires a lot more work than you'd think it would. She's never been fat in her life. We're trying our best. He's like, oh boy, the only food I want is kibbles handed to me one at a time. Which is not a good way to gain weight. It's a good way to eat one kibble at a time. Thank you so much, though. Okay. Oh, look, I drew prime time. I don't have lethal here. We'll see what we draw. And remember, the lands come in untapped because we do have a Spelunk. Also, all of us are lands. Land. Enter tapped, except it doesn't enter tapped. That's right, Shaman, put it in the trash. Bird. Okay. An elf. For elfing purposes. Start stealing. Pet this cat. Redirect lightning. Huh. tap this for colorless to untap the Bloom Tender. Got a Zagoth Triome. 2 more lands. And we're blighting all right. I will tap some elves. 1, 2, 3. Make them shrink. Yeah! I will also cycle this with the Bloom Tender. I'm not going to play the Nissa here, even though it will have the landfall trigger. And I'm going to swing in with all of these. Because they have a Pock, and if they're willing to trade Pock for Leovold, I will take it. Board looks pretty good. Yeah, and the cat looks pretty good, too. What if I just spent an entire 8-hour stream feeding scraps 1 kibble at a time? Who'd give up? She doesn't even want to eat that many kibbles. But she does want to eat quite a few of them. Because she's a very good girl. And I'm going to big this cat. Iru, Acorn Scrounger. This is a Squirrels commander that makes chitter spitters on the commander itself. Which is really neat. I probably didn't need to shock in there. But look at that! Iru lets you sacrifice a token to make a chitter spitter, which then lets you sacrifice a token to make more acorn counters. And then you can just keep buffing and making more squirrels. Play this Leaf Crown Visionary. Swing in for 2. And I'll keep feeding this cat 1 kibble at a time. You're so good, Scraps. By the way, she has a bowl of kibble. She could just go eat it. But she only wants it if I'm giving it to her 1 at a time. She finds it fun and engaging. And it's like, oh, do you not play with her? No, we play with her all the time. Yes, you're so funny. Anyway, that's why she comes up onto the stream now, is because she's been taught that this is how she gets food. This is the special treat kibble. Mm-hmm. Leovold is an elf. So he goes in the deck. Scabs, are you an elf? You go in the deck? Okay, let me make some room for you there. Draw a card? Yes, I would like to draw a card. Thoughtseize. They can hit my hoof, my kill spell. Right now, like, the Fell the Profane is the one I can cast. Oh, this is so sad. So Leyline of Anticipation, I don't really ever want to be casting it. I want to be getting it for free. But I think we should try to get it out. Unfortunately, I don't have any more blue because I already got my breeding pool. Guess I'll just bring out Zagoth Triome. Yeah, this allows me to play the stolen cards on our opponent's turn and also steal on our opponent's turn. Which is good, because a lot of people are doing weird counter smelly stuff. Bye, Scraps! What a good girl. Cass has just trained me to feed her kibble on stream. Yeah. Yeah, she has. Good girl. It's Maralen! Come on, don't kill her in response, because then I don't get to steal. Oh, I got something! I got Thorn Vault Forager. It's a squirrel that taps for mana. Nice. I hear papers crumpling, and I don't know if it's Scraps or my partner. Alright, here comes Iru. They are foraging. And they get a chitter spitter! So they didn't sacrifice a food. They exiled from the graveyard. And that's gonna let them buff up their chitter spitters even more. Oh no, my ley line. Oh, you see Superman, thank you for the 39-month resub. How much mana do I have? 7? Okay, so not enough for a hoof. I could hit the chitter spitter with this, but... I know what I can do! I could actually tutor for a squirrel on their turn. I have a squirrel in my deck. It's National Squirrel Day today? Wait, really? Oh, that's cute. And the squirrel that I can get out of my deck can destroy chitter spitters. They grow. Who decides these things? Councils. The squirrel in my deck even looks like a squirrel. Some of you are like, oh, I know what squirrel you're talking about. Yeah, you do. Is it a mutant ninja squirrel? It is a mutant and a ninja. All of that and more. It's chomping changeling. It's Reclamation Sage, but everybody gets it now. And it's good enough to make it into this deck. It's a sand clown. It is a sand clown. Oh yeah, Volo doesn't get this because it is a changeling. Kind of surprised they didn't kill the forager. But I guess hoofing doesn't kill them if I have to tap this. Let's see what I can steal. Chatterfang. Once I have 3 elves in play, I can take Chatterfang. I'll destroy the Chitterspitter. Ooh, Chatterfang or Ophiomancer? Ophiomancer. You don't think you should be sitting on top of the Chitterspitter in his art? No, it's good. He's just cranking out more acorns. No harvest method is so nuts. Yeah, a snake. A snake. Ooh, it's a snake. Squirrel is not snake. No, but it's a token every turn that they can sacrifice to a Chitterspitter. Why does Craterhoof Behemoth look like that? It's normal. Alright, they have protection. Doesn't matter, I got to draw a card. Yeah, get him! Do you hit each opponent? No, target opponent. I was like, I didn't play an elf there. Oh, I don't get any snake tokens because I already have a snake. That's what you were telling me. Oh. Sorry I played my Craterhoof there. I got excited about I had enough mana for it. I don't think I have any other squirrels. Let's get rid of the Provisioner. Good way to lose some life. I could search my library for more squirrels. Nice amber. That's the color of my energy, too. Yeah, I played it as a blocker. The Baker's Bane duo. He comes with a food. Rock Collar swings in. I will triple block it even. I don't have any other squirrels in my deck. That's the only shapeshifter I'm playing. But I could shuffle my cards just to make me feel good. Oh, a forbidden fruit gummy? I'll put it on top of your deck. No forbidden fruit gummies. Okay, so I already have the hoof in play, but I can grab Prime Time. And also maybe steal something like the forbidden fruit gummy. Forbidden fruit gummy. I'm playing with my food? What? No, I'm not. I genuinely didn't mean to cast that. This is me trying to kill them with the fruit. Draw. Or there's no throne in this deck because it doesn't work with Maralen. Oh, wait, or did I have lethal because of one ring? No, that's a food. They can eat the food. Yet doubling Maralen's trigger does not actually do much to benefit you. It gives you a few more stolen cards, but you really have to go wide, which is what I've done here, in order to get the win. Oh, no, but Dreadhorde. No, but they gained 3. So they had a way to survive through 2 damage. Yeah, it just mills more. It doesn't give you extra cast. What if I had 2 Maralens? There's a reason why Spark Double made the cut. At least partially made the cut. All right, let's try it. Everybody in, except for you. Go. Perfect. Saheeli Sublime Artificer. She will be making servos, which she can turn into any other creature or artifact they control. This is going to probably have a combination of really strong non-creature spells and other token producers. Or it could just be an artifact deck. I've seen a mix of different Saheelis out there. Galvanic Blast. R.I.P. Tiny Hobbit. She lived a short life. And she died. Looking awesome. I want all my colors. Colors acquired. Fauna Shamans. I could use this to grab Allosaurus Shepherd. Since they killed Delighted Halfling, it makes me feel like, yeah, you know what they probably have? Counterspells. Also, always Bolt the Bird is totally right. But that's not even an elf. This is just in here because it's good turn 1 ramp and I have a 5 mana commander. Drix Interlace. Okay, totally artifact stuff. Nice. This exiles artifacts out of the graveyard. And can kill my stuff. Kind of actually like just Rex Saging instead here. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna wreck it. My elves are very good at dying to Rust Harvester. Yeah, I wonder how the steals are gonna be against them. You like the wigglers? Yeah, anything that has intensity wiggles when it gains intensity. My favorite part is the wiggles. Hi, Saheeli. Nothing to do with the Saheeli here. I could attack her. I could destroy her. I could destroy her. I think I'll destroy her since this also gets me ramp. And then swing at face. Elves doing elf things. Emporium Thopterus gives them a Thopter every turn. Soul Guide Lantern can hit my graveyard. Not that big against me because I'm not really a graveyard deck. It's me for 2. I will have a forest. This one. Bitter Triumph. Removal. Sure. Galagritas. They only have 1 card in hand, so we chill. We vibe. We hang. So far, all my permanents are green, so I'm actually going to put this upkeep stop here so I can tap the Bloom Tender while I still have Binding the Old Gods in play. It'll get me an extra mana. We're greeting Galas, we're tending blooms, we're playing elves! And some fairies. Drix going to Thought Monitor, gonna draw them a bunch of cards too. They had mana, I think, to crack open a Soul Guide and draw a card. Mox Opal. Ooh, look at that mana! We've been reclaiming sages. Nah, she's the sage who reclaims. They swing for 2. Pop it. Can I put this stop here? Wait, my stop! Ugh, fine. I don't get to have the stop. Hey. Can I steal? Thank you. Well, good news is I did get Urza here. I will play the Urza. Gets me plenty more mana. And look, I have artifacts. Yeah, I'll just go for the free card. Over, like, trying to tutor for something I can't play here. Ooh, free Nissa! Vanessa! I can't play anything else here. Yeah, Maralen is such a strange, like, series of valves to stem the floodgate, where you have the, like, mana cost restriction. You need to have a lot of elves or fairies. You have the turn restriction. You can only play the cards on the turn that the creature entered. And, like, they don't stick around. Like, I can't then re-access those. Getting blink spells is pretty good. Yeah, because it resets her trigger. But she only mills like the 2 at a time, so you have a good chance of whiffing unless you have a ton of creatures. In good news, I know Cyclonic Rift is no longer in their deck. You don't really understand why it has a this turn restriction. I don't know either. I kind of wish she had like what Evelyn has, where she's putting a counter on those cards. I could see it being like, oh, you can only cast the spells on a turn you had an elf or fairy enter. And it's also only 1 per turn. I'm saying that these are rough valves of somebody who plays a lot of crime decks. All right, they cracked open their Drix Interlacer to draw 3. They got a Bauble. But she's also like... I think the reason they did that is because Elves is already such a well-supported creature type. X equals 6? What you getting? What are you getting, comma, stop it. Hippa. You're getting a way to win. Nice. I think I need a land and then I have a way to win. Nice. Land equals win. Because it means that I can... pay for an empath, or for Fauna Shaman. They're both, like, doing the thing here. Oh, they have a memory lapse. Okay. I can only discard creature spells for this. Do I feel like killing that? I mean, it's not gonna kill me right away. Give me free stuff. Give me free stuff. I got a Frelf. Maralen, steal something cool. I can't actually cast this, right? Yeah, because I don't have a way to spree it. Spree steps ahead. Maralen, why? I'm just out here being like, Maralen should be more busted. Instead of just relying on how good the elves are. Thanks though for getting me that Urza. That's pretty nice. If they get enough little artifacts out, the Kappa Cannoneer could kill me this turn. Talisman of Creativity. It grows. Saheeli. She can turn one of those Thopters into a Kappa Cannoneer. They do not want to. Kappa Cannoneer is such a good... You saw me be like, do I really want to pay 6 mana and 3 life to kill this thing? Ugh. Okay, they're turning the Bauble into one. But they did that before, or if they'd done it before casting the Ornithopter, it would have been unblockable. But they don't have that. Yeah, Ward 4. It's actually worse than Hexproof in a lot of situations. Because you can't get rid of it with the things that are like, ignore Hexproof. I wonder if that would have been lethal. Wait, 1 second. It would have been 5, so 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yeah, I think they could have had lethal with a little bit of different ordering. Katara Waterbending Master. Thank goodness I have a Delighted Halfling in my opening hand because their deck is, oops, all counter spells and a couple of, you know, bounce spells and spells that will remove creatures' abilities because they need to cast lots of spells on my turn, then swing in with Katara to refill their hand with all that interaction. Katara is, I will say, extremely frustrating to play against, and I don't have a great time doing it, but I accept that matchmaking thinks that Maralen is the new boogeyman because elves, I guess. Yeah, I guess elves. I like that I have my edicting creature here. My Rankle. This is like a fleshbag marauder type card. It's also a fairy. That's why it's in the deck. Somebody had asked during deck building, is there a fairy or elf that is a like fleshbag marauder? And I said, yeah. The digital Rankle. Also, the other Rankle is too. All right, I am going to pop down. Ooh. Do I want to just kill Katara before she can do anything? Or do I want to play Morcant? Now I want to Rankle him. And I got to make sure I manually tap here. I will pay 1 life. I will drop Satina. If Katara's not in play, she can't get experience counters. And now I have a fine fairy. Gets a bit of a buff. Swings in for 3 in the air. And lots of legends in this deck for the halfling to protect. Sapphire Medallion and a land. Okay, a tapped land. Again, I'll take it. Tracking open polluted delta. Grabbing island. Manually tapping this. And Maralen is going to exile the top 2 cards of their deck, but I kind of expect them not to be playable. Oh, look at that. We got Shore Up and Flood Pit's Drowner. I'll play the Flood Pit's Drowner. It doesn't have anything to tap here, but it's just another creature for me to have. Do I keep all of my notepads that I write my, like, Brawl notes on? I do, yeah. And how many do I have? There's, like, 10 of them just stacked up past there. Because they also have my, like, notes for making other types of videos. They also have my notes for, like, sponsored work I've done. So, you know, it's my bookkeeping, literal bookkeeping. Yeah, a free 2-1 is a free 2-1. Ooh, 3-2-1. That's fun. So I just need to keep playing more elves and fairies and stealing their stuff. I was like worried it would just be counter spells. No, I got a protective spell and a Flood Pit's Drowner. Kind of unusual. But yeah, mono blue flashy stuff. Alright, so Maralen no longer has abilities. Boo-hoo. Does Reclamation save resolve to return the abilities? I just noticed that it tapped in such a way where now I can't play Bitter Blossom. Alright, that's fine. I'm still winning through damage. And we're swinging. Oh, you know Auto Tapper. What a cool guy. Raisin Borrower, putting Rankle back in my hand. Bitter Blossom. Yeah, this will just kill whatever creature they play again. Make sure I'm manually tapping that. And Morcant does not have anything to blight, but that's fine. If you are also wondering, like, hey, Amy, I want to build Morcant. You haven't put out a deck list yet. All right, take this deck list, cut the blue stuff, cut the fairies, you're done. Add a couple more kill spells. Maybe some +1/+1 counter things. Yeah, I'll build her pretty soon. I don't think it'll be a hard build. There's a creature. They got a nice club. They got a nightclub bouncer. Ooh, formidable speaker. That can tutor for me. I'm going to sacrifice my Maralen, hoping to recast it soon. Yes. I'm going to drop Bitter Blossom. This is a costly Bitter Blossom. Do I have a Lathril deck? I made a Lathril deck. And I'm swinging in. Yeah, I think that the Morcant and Lathril are pretty similar. I don't have anything to discard for this, but like hitting them with the Mighty Blighty. Have I built Bridget yet? No, but I feel like she's gonna be kind of like Reese. I think I'll have fun with her. Katara swings in, draws one, discards one when you got a land. You got nothing. Thank you, Delighted Halfling. You did amazing. Auntie Ool Cursorech is about to get fighty, blighty, nasty in here. Auntie Ool is about -1/-1 counters, but they don't have to go onto your opponent's creatures. They can go onto yours, which is good because most of the -1/-1 counter support in Arena is blight, putting things on your own things. Oh, and it looks like they might be going for an infinite combo with a bit of Undying. Yeah, that could happen. I will say Auntie Ool is on my to-build list. I'm also planning on building Reaper, King No More. I have most of the deck built right now. And do I think either of them are going to be amazing? I think Auntie Ool has got some legs, and she has cool synergy with cards that we don't normally get to play with. Yeah, it's a good start for them. Good start for any deck that's caring about those counters. Let me bring out that Priest of Titania. Then I'll play an elf. That'll blow your mind. Nope. Great. Are they gonna kill it? They might. Yeah, Cinder Strike with a Blight. So this gets a -1/-1 counter, which they can then move on to, say, one of my cards. I'll go for Llanowar Loam Speaker, holding the Wash Away for Auntie Ool. I think there's 2 counter spells in this deck. 3 if you count Frilled Mystic, which is so hard to cast. Ba-doop. They put blue into deck, I'm gonna put Wash Away. It's only 1 mana. You can put the counter back on it. Yeah! Now you can blight it again. Poor dog. It's like, I don't know what's going on. Bark, bark, bark. I actually like binding the old gods on Ozolith here. Since Maralen would only go 2 deep. And then next turn, maybe doing these 2. More land. Put that away. Ooh! Okay, so Yawgmoth Young Wolf is one of the things I was worried about. If you don't know what happens with Yawgmoth Young Wolf, it's you draw a lot of cards. Anyway, I got a Bitter Triumph off the top, so that's lucky. Let's murder Yawgmoth. Hey, man! I think you might need another creature to get real nasty with it. But like the young wolf stuff, if I remember right, even gets played in Modern. By Yawgmoth, yeah, you need another creature. Heartless Act. Rip. Oh, that's cute. They can use that to remove the blight from their own things. Great. My 0-power creature has Death Touch. Maralen? Can you steal? I feel like they're gonna kill her in response to her steal ability. And then you don't get to cast anything. Didn't even kill her. Exiled. She is permanently gone. What blightable creatures I have. Oh, Carnifex Demon! Yay! Rip. Hi, Callan. Yeah, Carnifex Demon, I think, is a very cool card in these like Blight and -1/-1 counter decks. Because, yeah, it's like a strong flyer that you can then, like, load up -1/-1 counters onto to get more stuff. Yay! Triple Ool trigger. That's very cool of you. Can't play the lands off you. I guess I could technically draw here. Draw and look. I dig. You dig it? Land. Land! I'll shock it in. Ow. It's like I'm dead in the air anyway. And I don't have much else. Callan! He's a fairy. Oh my god, you're right. Kellen is Marilyn's nephew. Oh my god, Hapatra Nest of Scarabs, you're living my dream right now. Formidable Speaker. I don't actually know how much mana I will have at the end of this. How many lands? No lands! All right! Hey guys, what's up? Oh, Chthonian Nightmare, that's cool. Bringing back Young Wolf. And then nightmaring again. Wait until he's... Hi. That's a very nice Nest of Scarabs infinite combo you have there. The bad news is I am gonna lose this game. The good news is we got to see Auntie Ool do the thing, which... Like, I'm down. You kidding me? Of course I'm down with that. Content. Content with content. I have 3 life. I have oodles of scarabs filling my body. You're ooh with it? Yeah, I'm ooh with the cools. I'm glad that they brought some of the pre-con commanders in. Somebody was asking before why they didn't bring the 5-color elemental that's in the Ashling deck in. And the reason is because it has Myriad, which just doesn't work in 1v1. It's a lot less impressive. So instead they brought in a tree that makes saplings, which is also unimpressive. GG, Auntie Ool. Glarb, Calamity's Augur, plays from the top of the deck, oftentimes playing very scary, powerful spells. Also, you get to play lands off the top of your deck and manipulate things, putting them into your graveyard. This hand is okay. It's very green. It's very elves. Not that that's a problem. And I'm going to hope that I can ramp into Maralen and steal some good spells. Though with Glarb, they will have access to counter spells, kill spells, extra turns, and Emergent Ultimatum. Not my favorite. Am I going to be playing any different decks today? I played Bree before, and now I'm playing Maralen. I have a partially built Reaper King No More, but I don't think I'm building another deck yet today. I have ramped. You have ramped. Double ramp. Whoa. I think Marwyn over Sutina here. Don't need another land. I got plenty here. I can play Maralen next turn. Hi, Glarb. Is it riveting gameplay? So they do have 1 blue up, which... Let's see. Is it a wash away? Oh, do I get my triggers? Yay. Alright, so Time Warp and Brainstorm. I can get to a max of 4 elves, so not enough for the Time Warp. We'll see if I can steal something different than Brainstorm. Yeah, at least they don't get the Time Warp. Extra turns are very scary from Glarb. They can shuffle, because they can see what's on top of their deck right now. So whatever was on top of the deck is something that costs 4 or less, and they really didn't want me to have. I will put land and birds back. Yeah, bad news is I don't get a Time Warp. Good news is they don't get a Time Warp. They can have 7 mana this turn too. That's wild. Oh, wow. They're just straight up wiping the board. They're like, we cannot stand for this. I will name Elf. There it is. Go for the Fauna Shaman. That is more important to me that it doesn't get countered. Bring out Essence, or not Essence Visionary, Elvish Visionary. Grab that other land we saw. Birds of Paradise. They just build the ultimatum. That means they can cast it for free from the graveyard. Born upon a wind. Just to draw a card. They got 6 mana now. I like that my opponent's name is Momir Star. This person's probably the #1 Momir gamer. They get the best of luck when they're rolling for X = 6. They would never get Bells and Luck. Ooh, they're cruising! They did leave Ultimatum in the graveyard, though. Okay. Since they would make me discard this, I'm just gonna draw a different card. And that card can get discarded, unless it's a land. And it's a land. Teehee. Growth Spiral. Alright. I got 2, 4, 6, 8 mana. So I could go for Maralen, or I could tutor for something to throw down. Like, grabbing something like Primeval Titan is good, but I really want to steal. I know me. You know what? Sure, I'll Assassin's Trophy. Your Arcane Signet's a basic land. It's approximately the same. Attack for 1 and hold the tutor. They're breaching, filling up those graveyards to get a creature from each of us for free. Leovold is probably the most generally useful one. And on their side, Opposition Agent to Fairy. Oh, well, that would stop me from searching if they get Opposition Agent. No, they went for Teferi. Putting me at sorcery speed. Should have gone for Opposition Agent. I'm still Elf Ball. And I will always be Elf Ball. And even against you, Glarb, I will always be Elf Ball. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. And thank you, Sleeping Wisp, for mashing into me with Maralen's own brother, Oko. What a wonderful surprise that was. I think that this is a deck that it's strange because it doesn't really benefit that much from elves other than the going wide. And unlike most elf ball decks, whether they're a Tyvar kind of deck or a Marwyn kind of deck, it's not really having a ramp payoff. It just wants you to have a lot of things, which is strange. Also, you oftentimes won't hit or just won't get anything that useful. Unlike many other crime decks, think like Nicol Bolas or Azula, Maralen is very restricted in what you steal and when you can cast it. So I would give her a 3 out of 10 on the crime commander scale and like a 6 out of 10 on the elf commander scale. On the fairy commander scale, I give her a she should have flash and be able to cast things with flash and also be able to play the stolen lands. Because it gets really awkward with some of the timing of the stolen spells since you can only cast them on the turn she comes out. Do I think she's cool? Yes. Am I happy I built her pretty early? Yeah, of course. She does crime. But is she a very solid crime commander? No, but she's an alright elves commander. Also, it's a great excuse to put in some techie fairies into the deck, like this Rankle, Brazen Borrower, Fairy Mastermind, High Fae Trickster. This is the one that I would most recommend you put into your deck. I would also say you can build Maralen to be all fairies. But you will be mostly just, I don't know, Sultai tempo with a 5 mana commander that doesn't really do anything, and oftentimes won't be able to afford to cast the stolen spells, which is too bad because I think it's fun to get to play my opponent's stuff. If you're looking for my deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And I am hard at work brewing as many different Lorwyn decks as I can. So please suggest whatever commander you'd like to me. I will try my best to get those done. I can give you a little hint at what's coming up. We've already made a Brie deck. Ooh, like the cheese? No, like the giant. And I'm about halfway done with a Reaper King No More. And I believe that I also got a YouTube member requesting a Hapatra update. Now, Hapatra is not from Lorwyn, but she is a -1/-1 counter or wither kind of commander, which means she got a lot of new toys to play with. And oh, don't you worry, I'm going to start spitting out some snakes soon. Thank you all so much for watching and have a brawlful day.